Hi, my name is Haley Skimmons, and this is our group case presentation on the Amazon tax, Seattle. So, Kashama Sawant, a prominent figure in the Seattle City Council, proposed the idea to implement a tax on large corporate companies in the city. This 2018 tax, referred to as the Amazon tax, was said to raise approximately $20 million per year by taking income out of large businesses' employees' pockets. Ultimately, the goal was to house the already large and growing homeless population in Seattle, as well as to fund other services for the homeless. After Amazon threatened to remove jobs from the city, the tax was never passed. Now, the tax is being proposed yet again, this time on about 825 large companies in Seattle. Tax will be a 1.7% payroll tax. According to Sawant, about $300 million will be raised yearly from these companies total. This huge amount of money raised from the tax will be used to build affordable housing for the homeless population in Seattle, and remaining money will go towards upgrading homes to clean energy function. The Amazon tax caused a worldwide and local uproar, and this case presentation takes a deeper look into the facts and information behind the proposed problems.
Hi, my name is Brock Weinzer, and I will be talking about the financials. Financials play a tremendous role in the issue between Amazon and Sawant. In 2019, Amazon was paying a 1.2% tax, and if they were to help the homeless cause in Seattle, then the tax would have to be raised to 1.7%. Amazon workers wouldn't be satisfied, as they would have to cut employee wages due to the extra tax they would have to pay. Also, consumers would be unsatisfied because Amazon would have to raise prices on items to make up for the lost money. Overall, the tax would take 0.26 cents per hour from each employee at Amazon. Amazon decided to take matters into their own hands and made a decision to suspend one of their building constructions in Seattle. This building was planning on hosting more than 7,000 employees. On Sawant's side, one report stated that the city needed between $360 and $410 million to build the number of affordable units in Seattle for the homeless. Since Amazon has over 40,000 employees, they would be paying approximately Amazon would be paying approximately $10 million per year. In conclusion, Sawant would need several more large companies in order to reach her goal in a reasonable amount of time. This project could potentially take several more years before reaching its goal of $360 to $410 million.
Ethically, how can we analyze Sawant's tax on Amazon? Taxing Amazon would greatly benefit the homeless population in Seattle. 75% of the $300 million raised yearly would be going towards creating affordable housing. This could greatly help the homeless population in more ways than one, by creating safer streets, potentially decreasing crime, and keeping permanent roofs over more than just half of the homeless population that currently have temporary shelter. Taxing Amazon would also help marginalized communities. As of 2020, 25% of the homeless in Seattle are African American. With the housing provided from Sawant, minority struggles and lack of representation could even benefit from the tax. On the other hand, how can we understand why Amazon does not want to be taxed from an ethics point of view? Well, it's ultimately not Amazon's sincere job to take away payments from their own employees, the issues of one city in America. Amazon is a worldwide company, operating in 5 continents and in 20 countries. The homeless population in Seattle is, unfortunately, not the main concern of Amazon, nor is it supposed to be. Amazon already employs 50,000 citizens of the Seattle metro area, and these employees are working for their wage that they deserve in full with no deductions.
Hey, my name's Ian Marino, and to start off, the Seattle homeless and small businesses would greatly benefit from this tax. In 2020, the Seattle City Council already passed a tax that would raise about $210 to $240 million a year, and this would create thousands of green union jobs by building affordable housing. The percentage of homeless would decrease as a result of more affordable housing and new jobs available. Small companies would receive financial support either way because if City Hall does not act, then large companies would donate, even Amazon, who already donated $5 million back in 2020. Finally, stakeholders bear most of the tax with 40%, while employees would bear 30 to 35%.
Since Amazon chose to locate its headquarters in Seattle, the housing prices have risen 70% and homelessness populations have increased by 3,000 people around the city. To appease shareholders and limit backlash from the public, Amazon committed about $100 million to build a homeless shelter in their headquarters in the middle of downtown Seattle. They partnered with an organization called Mary's Place. This is an attempt to combat the large amount of homelessness that they've caused with building their headquarters in the city. In addition to the 100 million donation, Amazon worked with other major corporations and philanthropies like Starbucks and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation on February 17th of this year to raise $10 million to contribute to other organizations that help homelessness around the city.
My name is Bethlehem Vienna, and for the conclusion, after everything is considered, we believe that it's best to be against the tax. For one, the plan is theoretically ideal, but once put into practice, does not produce a realistic approach. And this is since the tax is actually a band-aid solution due to its failure to address the causes of homelessness, such as low wages and unemployment. Therefore, it's important to note that taking action without identifying what factors contribute to homelessness can result in a misdirection of efforts that waste both time and resources. Additionally, it doesn't actually benefit the working class because a reduced pay of 26 cents has a much more significant impact on those making $12 per hour than those making $45 an hour. Moreover, this tax will also cause big corporations like Amazon to likely refrain from continuing to reside in Seattle, which can hurt the employment rate, a major cause of homelessness. As mentioned before, Amazon initially planned to hire 7,000 employees, but because of the nature of this bill, withdrew their efforts. Furthermore, we should also consider Amazon's contributions, such as how they have brought higher wages and more revenues to Seattle, and how they have also donated $100 million to Mary's Place, the largest homeless shelter in Seattle. This exemplifies how, rather than pushing this tax to force money from these big corporations, we could resort to encouraging them to donate instead. So overall, this tax should not be enacted due to its cons heavily outweighing its pros. And these are our sources.